If you're trying to figure out, why am I growing so slow? Why am I not hitting my numbers? Why can't we grow faster? Well, I'm going to give you many of the most common reasons that I've seen. I'm going to start with this first one that's probably not as high on the list, and then I'm going to get to the ones that are really most likely impacting you. One of the first ones is you've simply taken on too much debt over the years, and this debt is holding you back. It's not leaving you with the money that you need to invest in the business. There's no getting around it. You're just going to have to get this debt paid down, and it's going to kind of suck for a while. But once you get it paid down, you'll be able to grow the business. Your sales and marketing cannot overcome your churn. You're not bringing in enough leads, and you're not closing enough leads to overcome the number of clients canceling, the attrition of your business. So let's talk about that for a moment. I've got a video on this one, and I think this is frankly one of the most important topics that affects a lot of companies as they start to get bigger and they can't figure out why they're not growing very fast anymore. And you have to see that video, because in that video, I show a spreadsheet and I show you exactly why. And when you see it, the data, it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. I even show how if you lose clients in a certain time of year and you gain them back in a different time of year, how that impacts your revenue goals. But the idea is basically this: as you get bigger, if you're losing 10 or 20% of your clients, and let's say 20%, maybe you're a home services company, and if you are in a booming market, historically in a booming market, maybe 20% of the homes we're selling a year. It's changed a bit now due to interest rates. People are staying in their homes. But if your market was turning 20% of the homes a year, you sort of had like a built-in 20% loss of clients every year. So as you get bigger and bigger, you've got to sell the 20% of clients you lost just to get back to break even. And then if you want to grow 20 or 30%, you got to sell 20 or 30% more on top of that. And as you go from $1 million to 5 to 10 to 20 million, it's tough. And so overcoming the churn is a big one. Feast or famine. This one gets everybody, but I really see this with the small companies. It's the gas break. You've got a marketing company, spring rush, or depending on your seasonality, whenever in your trade, whenever clients tend to most likely buy. For some, it might be summer. For some, it's spring. For some, it's fall. Depends on your service. So what happens? You have a marketing company. There's a rush of leads. Everybody's buying. You call your marketing company up. It's like, we can barely answer the phone. We can't keep up. Stop the marketing. Or you cancel your SEO company or your marketing company. And then the rest of the season, you're barely bringing in sales. So you're now into a famine phase. And then next year, it's like back to the marketing game again. And you're always like on the gas, on the brake. And so you live in this world of not enough work or too much work. A lot of times, too much work is simply a result of not enough people. Your recruiting engine of your business isn't moving fast enough to hire enough people so that you can handle all the work. And the key to building the business is to work on, I call them the two machines, the sales and marketing machine and the recruiting machine, and try to keep those things as balanced as you can so that you're not in this on the brake, on the gas, on the brake, on the gas all the time. You find some equilibrium, some balance where you've got enough, these engines are spinning, and there's the recruiting engines bringing in enough people to match the number of people you need to perform the work that you're selling. And they always get a little out of line, like, now you're starting to sell a lot more work. We got to spin up the recruiting engine a bit. And sometimes recruiting engine's moving a little faster than the sales engine and marketing engine. And therefore, we've got a little more in the way of people than we need right now. But it's this constant balance that you're fighting. This one gets everybody. It's a disaster for the little companies that are trying to figure it out. And then the big one. This is the big one as you get bigger. This is the unlock that takes you from 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 40, $50 million. There's lots of things that have to happen to get to those size numbers, but this is the big one. It's the idea of building your team from the bottom up versus building your team from the top down. So let me give you an example. What do we all do? And rightly so. We start a business. We don't have a lot of money. We go hire some individuals to help us that don't have a ton of skill or know-how or done it. And we train them, we mentor them over years, and they grow into somebody that's awesome in the company, and they really help us grow the business. And we do that over and over again. That's growing from the bottom up. We go find somebody and we grow them into an upper position to help us run this thing. The reality is, and that's what we get trained to do because we've done that entire business career, but one day you have money. And so it's time to reverse the thinking, and it's time to start hiring from the top down. The idea is, I don't want to go find somebody that I've got to grow and mentor and send to training over years. I just want to go find somebody that was at a company that's bigger than what I'm doing right now. That's kind of where I'm going. I want to bring them in and just let them run that piece of the business. So if you think about, there's lots of levels of delegation, but if I were to name 3 or 4 here, let's just kind of run through a couple. And this will to help make my point. So let's say you normally, in the early days, you bring somebody in and they shadow you. And they do kind of easy tasks and they take those things off your plate. That's very helpful to you. And then level up from there. You start hiring a little bit upper level people and you train them. You've now got a little bit of formal training. You do some coaching with them and they grow into a bigger and bigger role. I kind of talked about that one earlier. And then as you accumulate a bunch of team members, you need somebody to manage them because you were the manager. You got to get that off your plate. So there's now somebody managing them. So you're kind of coaching up your manager. But they mainly just manage. They're not really looking for new ways to grow the business faster or inventive ways to bring down cogs. And they might be, but oftentimes, if you didn't go out and get somebody with experience, they're just kind of managing people. And maybe that manager is going out and meeting with clients that are complaining and they're doing other things. And that's what we do. But if you want to go really fast and you want to take your company from 10 to 20, 20 to 40, or 5 to 10, or whatever the number is, the way you get there fast is you write the check and you go and you get somebody that's done it. That's more than just a manager. You're getting somebody, by done it, I mean, this is somebody that you don't need to coach and train. They come on the team and together you're like partners. And they identify the things that need to be done in the business. They identify the opportunities and they just run with it. You have your weekly meetings and you stay in sync and you talk in a sense like just imagine you went and found, imagine I was your business partner. Do you really think that you and I are going to sit down and you're going to coach me? I mean, you might on certain things. I'm not saying I know everything, but generally no. It's like I can just come in. It's like, okay, well, here's a problem. Let's just go fix this. And I don't need you. I can just do all this myself. I can hire people. I know exactly what we need to do. Oh, we're missing this technology. I can bring that technology in. These are trucks we've been buying. We got 5 different brands. I'll take that down to 1 brand. I mean, I just know what to do. I'll just do it. Like imagine that. Imagine if you had me on your team. Imagine if you had 3 of me on your team. Like your life would change overnight. It's like, wow, all of a sudden you've got tons of time because you're partnering with really sharp people like yourself that can just do it. And then the thing just kind of takes on a life of its own and it grows. That's top down. So you find the person, like when you want to get into sales, you go find the sales leader and the sales leader builds the team. You don't build the team and then go find the sales leader. That's slow. You go find the person that's done it. They just build everything for you. They manage everything for you. They coach everyone for you. They fire everyone for you. That's from the top down. And that is the unlock to go faster. So whether you're big or small, I gave you a variety of reasons that I see hold back most companies. Which one's holding you back? I'd encourage you to go work on it.